Friends, we continue with the topic that we were discussing last time, triangle law of vector addition, polygon law of vector addition. We talk about addition of vectors using these demonstration arrows. Here we have, say, this is A vector, this is B vector. When they are placed in the same direction, the resultant is given by a vector which has the magnitude which is sum of the two vectors, and direction is the same as the direction of the two vectors. So, this vector orange color is the resultant vector. Here we have two vectors, this is A vector, this is B vector. They are not directed in the same direction, but the angle between the two is 90 degree. This angle is 90 degree. The resultant magnitude of the resultant will be given by the Pythagoras theorem, and this is the direction and magnitude of the resultant. Here we can see this, there are the vectors A and B are demonstrated represented by these two vectors, these two sides of the triangle taken in the same order. The third side taken in the opposite order, it gives the resultant. We can take a general triangle where the vectors are not necessarily at 90 degree. Even then we can use the triangle law of vectors. Here we have two vectors represented by the blue arrows. The resultant is given by the third. So, we have two vectors represented by the sides, two sides of a triangle taken in the same order. The resultant is given by the third side taken in the opposite order. Now, we have polygon law. Here we have a number of vectors f1, f2, f3, f4. We are to add these vectors. If we have a polygon of O, A, B, C, D, this will remain an open polygon. The closing side O, D represents the resultant. For the polygon law, we have a corollary. If we have a number of vectors, say A, B, C, D, E, form a closed polygon. All vectors are taken in same order. Then resultant of these A plus B plus C plus D plus E is equal to 0, because we have been using polygon law. If we use polygon law, A plus B plus C plus D, the resultant is given by, resultant of these four is given by R. This is given by the closing side O, P, Q, R, T, S, T. Now, We are not using R deliberately, because it will interfere with this R letter we are using for the resultant. So, resultant is given by resultant of A, B, C, D is given by O, T, and E vector is represented by, let us say, because we are talking about the closed polygon, this is represented by T O, which closes the polygon. So, we have O T plus T O equal to 0, because O T and T O are negative of each other. Now, we are through with the statements of the laws. Now, we are to find, using these laws, the resultant. We are to find the resultant. When we say we are to find the resultant, we need to know its magnitude. R is magnitude of the resultant, and we need to know its direction. If we use, say, triangle law, as we have seen in its statement, if we have two vectors A, B, we can add them using triangle law. O, P, we at P we take a line parallel to B vector. So, this is, let us say, Q, then the resultant is given by the third side taken in the opposite order. So, from triangle law of vectors we have O Q gives us the resultant. So, O Q gives us the resultant both in magnitude and direction. So, if we are able to find the magnitude of O Q, this will be magnitude of R, direction of O Q, direction of O Q is direction of R. So, if we are able to find the direction and magnitude of O Q, we have sufficiently enough information to say we have found the resultant. Now, see here what is known to us. What we know is vector A and vector B. When we say we know vector A and vector B, we mean magnitude of A vector, magnitude of B vector, we know direction of A and direction of B vector, or we can say we know the angle between them. We know this angle is theta. So, this angle is theta. To find the value of O Q, we will make use of trigonometry and Pythagoras law or Pythagoras theorem. We drop a perpendicular on OP produced from Q. QM is perpendicular on OP produced, OP or OM. Now, we are to use this triangle. We have two triangles O, P, Q. Triangle OPQ is the original triangle. Now, by construction we have two right angle triangles. Right angle triangles One is OMQ, other is triangle PQM. This angle is right angle. Now, in the right angle triangle OMQ, we have OQ is equal to magnitude of OQ is magnitude of R. So, R is equal to OQ, or we can say square of R is equal to square of OQ, and OQ is hypotenuse in triangle OMQ. Square of hypotenuse is equal to square of the two sides, sum of the squares of the two sides OM plus MQ square. Now, we do not know what is the length OQ MQ, we do not know what is the length MQ OM. So, what we do is we convert these lengths into the known things. Known things are magnitude of A, that means we know OP, we know PQ and the angle theta. So, now we convert OM to the known thing. In OM, what is known? OP, PM is the unknown part again, plus MQ square, OP square plus 2 OP into PM plus PM square plus MQ square. Now, if we use the second right angle triangle PQM, in this triangle PM square plus QM square, in the right angle triangle squares of sum of the squares of PM square QMQ square is equal to square of the third side hypotenuse side square. So, this we can write as PQ square. So, we have R is equal to OP is A square, PQ is B square plus 2 OP is, OP represents A vector. So, magnitude of A. Now, what is PM? PM is unknown so far. PM is the base in this right angle triangle, PM over PQ. PQ is the hypotenuse. So, we can write this as base over hypotenuse. Base over hypotenuse in a right angle triangle is cosine of the angle between them, cosine theta. So, PM is equal to PQ cos theta. So, we can substitute here. What is PQ? PQ is, PQ vector represents B vector. So, PQ is magnitude of B, B cos theta. So, this is A B cos theta. So, we have found the magnitude of R. Magnitude of R is equal to magnitude of one vector square, magnitude of second vector square plus twice magnitude of first vector, magnitude of second vector, cosine of theta, the angle between them. So, this will give us the resultant magnitude. Now, what about direction? To find the direction of A and B is known. We are to find direction of R. Direction of R again is given by OQ. Now, we know the direction of A, we know the direction of B. If we know the direction of A, we can, and we know this angle, then we can find the direction of OQ. So, we use this angle beta. Beta is the angle between the resultant and A vector. So, tan beta is equal to, tan beta is perpendicular over base. We have used this sin cos tan. Perpendicular over base is tan theta. Now, what is perpendicular in the triangle OMQ? Perpendicular is QM and base is OM. Again, we have OP plus PM. PM we have calculated, OP is B, OP is A, magnitude of OP is magnitude of A, PM is B cos theta. Now, what is OM? What is QM? QM is perpendicular. So, we use here perpendicular over hypotenuse is sin theta. So, QM is equal to PQ sin theta. So, QM is equal to B sin theta. So, we have B sin theta here. Here we have to note this tan beta is equal to B sin theta over A plus B cos theta. So, here we are using A vector. This is the vector with which angle beta is made. So, once we know which vector is here, that vector is to be written here. If we are using the other angle, say this resultant is making an angle beta with the B vector, then this formula will become tan beta. Let us say we call it this gamma. Gamma is the angle between B and the resultant, then this resultant this formula will be A sin theta over B plus A cos theta. So, we have two formulas, one for direction, the other for the magnitude. Now, we will use these for different cases. We discuss special cases. Number one case is when A and B are parallel, theta is equal to 0 degree. So, in this case r is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos 0 degree. Cos 0 degree is 1. So, we can write this as 1, and we will need sin 0 degree. Sin 0 degree is 0. Square root of this, and this we will see is equal to a plus b. So, resultant of two vectors, as we have already seen, if we have two parallel vectors, their resultant is simply addition of these two vectors, magnitudes of the two vectors. Tan beta, direction is tan beta b sin theta. B sin theta is sin 0 degree over a plus b cos 0 degree. So, we have sin 0 is 0. So, 0 over something, we get tan beta is equal to 0, and when tan 0 is 0. So, beta is equal to 0. So, that means, if we have two vectors parallel to each other, then the resultant also makes 0 degree angle. The angle between the two is 0 degree. Second case is when theta is 180 degree. The two vectors are parallel, but directions are opposite. So, in that case, r is equal to r square, sorry, a square plus b square plus 2ab cos 180 degree. Cos 180 degree is minus 1. So, we use here minus 1. Square root of this is a minus b or b minus a, depending upon a is bigger, a minus b, if b is bigger, b minus a. Tan beta, tan beta again is 0, but here we have two directions, a, b are in the opposite direction. So, beta can have two values, 0 or 180 degree. So, if we take the in this case, when a is bigger than b, we take the direction of the angle theta is with the direction of a, we will take 0 degree, otherwise we will take 180 degree. Third case is theta is 90 degree. In this case, cos 90 degree is 0, sin 90 degree is 1. So, we will find r is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos 90 degree. Cos 90 degree is 0. So, this term goes as 0. So, we have this as magnitude, and tan beta b sin 90 degree, sin 90 degree is 1 over a plus 0, b cos theta, cos 90 degree is 0. So, we have tan beta is equal to b over a. So, we can write beta is tan inverse b over a. So, with this we have found the resultant both in magnitude and direction in three different cases, when theta is, when the two vectors are parallel, when the two vectors are anti-parallel, when the two vectors are at right angle to each other. That is all. Thank you.